We're going to face some challenges in this video. These challenges are really going to be about creating change in our organization and identifying the things that are impacting our abilities to grow. We're going to talk about the Boulder Breakdown. As we indicated in the professional builder, you have boulders. You have challenges that you are facing. This page is going to further expand on those boulders to help you develop a plan so you can move forward. The first thing in this exercise that we're going to do is we're going to expand on identifying what that challenge is. We're going to talk about how that boulder is impacting our results. We're going to discuss any of the previous attempts that we've made to break down that boulder and what is the long-term risk if we do not address the boulder. I think that's probably one of the biggest things I want you guys to take away, is because there's something about having the power of motivation to achieve something. That power can directly be tied to your risk of not achieving it. By indicating what this risk is, and we see the long-term effects, we'll understand the importance of why we need to address this boulder. And where the bigger picture is so much more important, as you indicate several boulders that are currently in your plate, this risk assessment area will help you identify which boulders in your organization or in your own life you need to address first. Sometimes we can't move forward on one thing until we address something else over here. And this risk assessment will help you achieve that. Next, we're going to talk about who does this concern? Who does it affect? In many cases, who it concerns and who it affects are not the same individuals or parties. And why it's important to identify that is because each person or group is looking at this boulder from a different point of view. And if you can identify who it concerns and how it affects them, you have better capability of bringing those individuals together to find a solution if you understand their point of view and how this may concern them or it may affect them. From here, we're going to talk about the discussion of what it is that we can start doing, what things do we notice, how can we develop, how can we help, how we can improve. Really have a discussion about this boulder and how it's affecting the business will kind of help give you gravity on how to address it. As we move to the right side of this page, we're going to start looking at addressing the boulder. Let's brainstorm together. Let's talk about planning out what is the action steps we need to achieve. Let's look at different routes or different journeys or different paths that we can take to help us move through the process of overcoming this challenge. From here, I want you to identify and write out a statement. What is your role in achieving this boulder? What do you have to do to face this challenge so it doesn't face you again? And below that, we're going to write out an action plan. What is the assignments? What are the steps? What is the different tasks that we need to do? Who in the organization is responsible for that? And if this is a personal boulder, it might be you through and through. Next, we're going to talk about when you're going to address the different steps. And the reason we call it a start date or a sequence is because in some cases we need to complete this action step before we start the next action step. And that is where the sequence portion of this page comes through. And then last, I want you to talk about what is the reward? What is the success? What does this mean for you or your organization if you overcome this challenge? And then ultimately, what are the next steps in the process? Throughout all of our planning systems, you'll find that there are several pages for you to address the boulders that you face. And by all means, you can copy more of those. And I encourage you to keep the notes that you've made, because there may be a time in the future that you want to review your progress.